So for all the piles, I'm looking at the higher self of a divine primary soulmate. Whether you're on the soulmate journey or not, take what resonates. If you're not on the journey and you don't want to do, this is for those of you who are on the journey and who wants to get a message from their primary soulmate. So I include that in here as well. Can I get for pile 3, please? So it could be that your primary soulmate is acknowledging that there was a relationship here that was very, it was very controlling. So whether they were the ones who were the controller or they're acknowledging that you went through a relationship that was, maybe it was very coercive in many ways. So it could be in that you had a lot of love bombing, obsessive behavior, control issues, jealousy. There was a lot of codependency. It was hard to know what was real, what was true. And maybe someone was always lashing out. So this could be something in your childhood that was happening. Maybe it even shaped how you are expecting, even just on a day-to-day in love. And for some of you, and only take what resonates, it could just even be that it was a very limiting situation in a relationship that was very, very codependent. And maybe it was just a fear of loss. It could just be the fear of loss got too big. And it was dealing with dysregulated emotions. And the more there was, it was a strong attraction, but maybe also it became so incredibly dangerous in some way, because the more the attraction grew stronger, the more the fear as well got very, very strong. So there was a lot of healing needed, and maybe the healing has started. But maybe both of you need the healing. Because it's almost like the higher self of the soulmate is acknowledging that there was a lot of healing needed on this plane of existence, because of all the fears that can operate here, especially if there's a lot of abusive behavior that happens in the childhood. No matter how good the soul is, it can still get quite damaged here on this plane of existence. So can I get a card for that? So the person gets overwhelmed, but the soul is still pure. It's just that the person gets so overwhelmed here, because I feel like there was so much emotions that happened, that to get that kind of balance and harmony, that was a bit difficult. Maybe it's it's just that could have been a difficult thing that happened. So I'm going to do a year just layout, just to see if anything stands out in the year. And I will talk about that quickly. If there's anything that stands out in the year here for pile 3. So I feel like, because I get judgment, which is like an angel saving, such as a mermaid, but she's like an angel saving her person. So it could be that you're just being given a lot of the answers that you have been wanting to know, but it also connects you to your inner child, to make your own inner child dreams come true. But I feel like the healing, the next 3 months there will be healing for sure. So not overwhelming like that you're just going to be in a big healing crisis, but it just seems to be like given the keys to unlock things so that you can have a look at it all and see it. And then after the 3 months, it just looks really positive then. I actually feel like there's a lot of soul family coming through. Someone could test your boundaries again in around almost like the year, like 11, 12 months. It's almost like you're doing a big purification, and then there is like someone's testing your boundaries again. But there is some family coming in for sure. They're just 3, 4. They just want you to know that you deserve someone who's emotionally mature. Someone who's emotionally mature and who has a strong, a mind and who has a great idea. Someone who's I actually see someone who's a teacher type, who's very philosophical, but I feel like you are that person as well. So can I ask about what's the archetype here for pile 3? Because I got the teacher archetype here for you. So it could be that you are helping people with all the life experience that you've had. You're able to help people. I'm getting the teacher, like Queen of Wands is spiritual teacher, and with the star, I feel like this is something you could really, you get a lot of attention for this. The star gets a lot of attention because it's the star, you know what I mean? But it's also this being from the stars, being a star seed. But the star also uses technology to reach a large audience as well. But you definitely have a strong guardian angel who is protecting you and keeping you safe. And like you have a lot of beauty and you have a very strong light and you're very innocent. And it could attract people who are, you know, they really are drawn to those qualities. But you have an angel who is very protective of you and who's helping you wake you up to see what's going on. Feels very much like a divine feminine, yeah. Some of you are very strong, intellectual, psychics. You're very connected to mysteries. You can solve pretty much any mystery. You could be very connected to books, ancient knowledge. You could be very poetic, like the Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is a poet, you know. You could definitely attract people in very quickly. So some of you could work with energy, I feel, because some of you even have energy Reiki abilities, I feel. That's for some. There's a strong purification happening, getting to the bottom, the core of the being. So there's just layers after layers and it will be uncovered. Getting Ace of Pentacles. I get 3 aces next to each other. Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Swords. So for some of you, you really are purifying and really getting into your light body. Here in pile 3, 111 could be significant. That number could follow you around for some of you. King of Swords. I feel like you're going to be much more self-reliant. King of Swords is very, very confident because King of Swords can master almost any situation, but there's a lot of support here for you. There's 3 aces next to each other. 3 aces speaks of a lot of support, and it's support to get to the bottom issue. What's the bottom issue? It's almost like you're going to keep digging until you get to the bottom, and you're not satisfied until you get to the bottom. 3 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups. 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups could mean that maybe you have a bit of fear of being stuck And maybe the fear of reaching maybe all of your goals and not knowing what will be the next goal. Because with 3 of Wands, they expand pretty quickly. But it's almost like maybe you're afraid of getting to the like, it's almost like there could be a fear of reaching the 4 of Wands, because in 4 of Wands it's so much stability there. So maybe a part of you is used to the disruptive energy, and maybe that gives you, there's a double-edged sword there, you know, it's a silver lining that maybe helps you create something that's really important to you, and maybe you feel like you need a little bit of this tension to be able to create, and that tension could be your own inner doubts. Maybe your inner doubts have been a strong motivator for you. But I do feel like you're going to get to this heaven on earth energy where you can let go of the tension, the inner struggle. And you're able to see everything from a much higher place and keep all of your knowledge and your empathy, yes, from a higher place. You'll be able to come at everything from a much higher place and to give yourself the care, the self-care that you deserve and that you need, you know what I mean? Okay, can I get one last positive message here for pile 3? Feel like you're gonna just be yourself. So with 5 of Wands, it's almost like you're wondering, who am I? You know, there's so many characters, there's so many talents and gifts and abilities. So where do I even go with all that? So finding out who you are, digging deep within yourself, and find the strongest person in there, which is Page of Wands, which is a strong person, it's a strong character. And be strong in your own truth, being yourself. That is what you're going to be doing, and that's what your guides are helping you with, is to be really truthful and with yourself, and to have a very good relationship to yourself as well. Your guides are going to make it very obvious that they're around you, so you'll get most likely a lot of signs and synchronicity here in signs and synchronicities here in pile 3. Okay. There is one guide in specific, like one specific guide that is that has stepped up and is communicating with you much more than the other guides. So can I get, who is this? It's to help you with one specific issue. And it is to help you understand that you have a spiritual family that loves you. And whatever has happened on this plane of existence cannot take away from your spiritual family and what you are on a spirit, you know, on the spiritual plane. This person is helping you be strong and also helps you with communication, with self-talk as well. And to focus on your own goals, like you're reaching one goal after the other. I feel like you're achieving things very, very quickly. It's hard to keep up with you from your guide's perspective, because I feel like as soon as you have overcome one thing, they're helping you with the next. But what they really want to help you with is that you can give yourself time to heal, safe space, and that they are expanding your consciousness. They're doing it gradually, not to overwhelm you. But the self-love is where they're helping you the most, I feel, here in pile 3, okay? And thank you so much for being on my channel. Bye.